Hi, everybody. Trying to get myself going. You know, I keep. I was watching this thing today. I'll pull it up when I get home. But it was about Elon Musk and Trump and this takeover and this coup. And they kept calling Elon Musk the richest man in the world, and the news was calling him that. But then so was the truther. And I forget who the truther was. My first experience with him. This video had 460. This top secret video that they don't want people seeing, that's telling the truth, telling the secrets, has 460,000 views. And the channel itself has, thousands and thousands of subscribers. And like at the very best, I want to believe that the channel is, has the best intentions, and they really do give a shit, and they're not, they haven't been infiltrated in any way. But you also have to remember that, isn't it strange how every single day I can show you the sky, and there's always like a divide between right where I am, to the north and south of right where I am, every day. It's strange. It must be a jet stream of some sort. Oh. But I think a lot of these people, the government doesn't even need to interfere. Maybe giving them a boost or something along those lines. But a lot of people just believe as they want to believe. And it's really wild. Like I watched this great video today, and I'll probably actually play it. 8 minutes, whatever. Again, telling all these secrets, but yet allowed to have multi-thousands of views. And there are just little tiny differences in what they do and I do. So what's what is it? I know that those little differences are the association of blame. They still push this idea of the Jays aren't and they're allowed to say the Jays, by the way. They're allowed to say the word now. But they push this notion that the Jays aren't the real Jays, the Khazarian Jays, and they continue to push the narrative that this guy is reading an historical account of what it actually is, how it's supposed to be, and the narrative. The Persians, the Khazars find this, they use this, they're manipulating this, the Jesuits this, that, the other. Like they do it all. They cover all of the ground. And it's I don't know, man. When I see a whole narrative like that it talks about it, but it doesn't call it out. It's not like definitively like, hey, this is, you guys did this, you guys do that. It's not like that. And yet at the same time, it's a really good video, and it has good intentions and, good message, but it's allowed to have a zillion views. And I just think like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I really am. I don't know what else to do. My whole existence has been this. I don't know how to not be this. And so I'm going to sit here and try to figure things out. Like, always try, what's the difference? Why am I not allowed the same opportunity that they are? Why is my platform interfered with when I'm, for the most part, saying the same shit? But it's that for the most part that really, that seems to separate things. I don't know, man. How do you argue over history? Like I think about it all the time. If I get put in the position to where, I'm allowed to argue against intelligent people, not the fucking clowns I get on here, but actually intelligent people. What's up, Algo? There's a whole piece of this. Like there's the piece of this that the Hollywoodism piece of this. Morning, Matt. Go back and read Albert Pike's. You know what's funny? I was actually going to read Albert Pike today. That was what my plan was. Good thing, must be some reason then. That was my plan today, was to read about Albert Pike. And this dude comes in and first thing he says is Albert Pike. Something there. The organism that we are, this human organism that we are, is connected in ways that we don't understand. And I don't tend to get into that kind of stuff because I believe we can't know the truth about it until we, the Goyim, overthrow the Jays that control the narrative. So it just almost doesn't matter. We're going to sit here and argue about the wrong shit. I don't want to do that. But yeah, that's funny that you brought that up. Here, let's get the phone out of the rice because the kid dropped some water on the phone. Looks like it's okay though. But again, so much of it comes down to Hollywoodism to me, and I know Algo, you haven't watched that yet. Yeah, we are all connected via the mental, aka non-physical, and beyond our physical existence. Yes, is too complex. Most of them understand. Well, I mean, I think KRS-One did a pretty good explanation, example of it. If you look up KRS-One Rockstar, it's pretty crazy. Here, let's see if we can't do it here. KRS-One Rockstar. I've clearly looked it up before. Okay, the fifth dimension.
We could say this. Rockstar energy drink. Wow, I just put that in history.
Here, can you?
See how quick history come up right there?
You have that.
Rockstar energy drink. Those who want to do the exercise, we're going to say rockstar to ourselves without opening our mouths, without saying anything outside. We're going to say this to ourselves. We're going to say rockstar to ourselves. Don't say it out loud. The count of three. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now the question to ask, if you've said rock star in your mind, the question to ask is, what voice is that? What voice is that? What voice just spoke? You just said rock star without moving your mouth at all.
If you're looking to get a credit card that helps you earn points to travel this summer, I would think about two things. First, what's the welcome bonus? The more points.
On top of that, you on top of saying rock star, You heard yourself say rock star. How can you hear yourself say rock star and no vibration of sound has happened? See, this puts a different perspective on what sound actually is. And what memory is. Memory's not in the brain, memory's in the soul. The only thing you take with you after this life is your memories or your knowledge, your experiences. That's the only thing you take. Unless you study Egypt culture, they believe you can take all their stuff with you on the other side. Just as a side note. But if you said rock star in your mind or in your being is the true answer, is the true statement. In your being, what was that voice? What was the voice that spoke? And then you heard yourself speaking. But these ears did not hear you say anything because your mouth didn't move. So the ears didn't hear it, the mouth did not move, but you spoke and you heard yourself speaking. If you close your eyes,
Max Egan, come on.
Better. If you close your eyes and put this image in another sight, if you close your eyes, you can still see this. What is the sight that can see your future? These two eyes don't see the future. These two eyes don't see the past. You can see your past and you can see your future. You can actually see your past.
You can smell it.
What is the sight that can see beyond time? Don't give it away.
I don't know.
This is an ancient meditation. This is an ancient meditation that I am not the flesh. I am the energy, the consciousness, the being in the flesh. And this is proof. This is no faith. This is not religion. This is actual fact. You can speak without moving your mouth. You can hear without ears. You can see without eyes. So what happens when these eyes, this mouth, and this ear drops off into the grave? These other senses are all you're left with. Death is an illusion. Once you realize this, you live your life more courageously. Now, no one wants to die before their time, so you try to protect yourself. But know that this body is the limitation of you. It is not your zenith. It is not your ultimate. Your ultimate is that voice that just said rock star. That voice that just said rock star without nothing physical moving, that person is immortal. That person is not here with you. Let's go deeper. The body is in, 3 dimensions, right? Forward, back, right, left, up, down, and time. 4th dimension. 3 dimensions plus time. That's our physical reality. Front, back, right, left, up, down, that's 3D plus time. What happened to in and out? Look at the East, look at the English thought. Back, forth, right, left, up, down, no in and out. No in and out. What is in and out? Rock star. Rock star says, I exist without the body. So where is this other existence? Where is it? It's not here. It's not in 3-dimensional space where you really are. The person that said this is in a whole different dimension. Just switch a little bit. Talk to yourself more.
Okay. Is Max Egan the guy that was... Am I mixing up Rudy Maxa and Max Egan? Is Max Egan the guy... That's KRS-One. I need to show Nick this today.
Lightning also emits our power supply, and just knowing about where it strikes can save a lot of time.
Liberty Mutual has savings for all.
So this is the thing I was talking about today, where it was like Elon Musk corrupted the.
Isolated me from the world. I trusted Clear Choice, and you gave
What's
me
up,
back
person?
my smile in one day.
So this is the page I was talking about earlier.
This is a bit of
Vouch-
news that is so
vouch?
massive that it's kind of difficult to even like grasp. But basically, and I don't know how
That's
to put
I
this,
don't
okay?
care about this.
Basically,
This
right
is
now,
like okay, so that whole thing is all about Elon Musk is taking over, and Elon Musk this and that, and there's a coup and Trump, but it's like, do you guys really think that this video keeps calling Elon Musk the richest man in the world?
He is among the richest men in the world.
He's not. He might hang out among them, but Elon Musk is not a Rothschild. Unless he is a Rothschild, but he's not a Rothschild. The Rothschild lineage is the richest, at least that we know, because then there's a few others. There's the seven families, six, whatever. They didn't lose. They never lost. They never, they were never toppled. The Morgans, the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Tabors or whatever. I don't know all the names.
But searching for a hotel? Trivago compares hotel prices from hundreds of sites.
Max Egan. Again, he's the guy that was associated with what's his name, right? With Ken O'Keefe, isn't he? Yeah. Fuck this guy. You tell him I said fuck him.
What are they saying? You need to get in touch with him?
No, I'll go saying Max Egan informed him. Yeah, fuck that guy. That guy. So when
he pretended not to be a tool, but ended up being a tool.
Right. When I had the whole experience with Ken O'Keefe, Max Egan and Samantha Bachman were the two people behind the scenes that were manipulating and telling me that I wasn't allowed to tell anybody who I was talking to. I actually spoke to the dude. He was in Peru, I guess. And he called me through Facebook Live. And we had a back and forth. And he was one of those guys that was, he was trying to manipulate. He was telling me all the Ken O'Keefe stuff like a day or two before it actually came out.
That was a game to me.
Yeah. And it was just, I knew what was happening. And I was telling him, like, I just kept saying, okay, I appreciate this. You think you could maybe share one of our tunes or something? But him and Samantha Bachman, it was a really interesting thing. I mean, it's amazing how dumb they think we are. It's amazing that they assume that they can just manipulate us right in our faces, and we're not going to see it. We're not going to do anything about it. And with me, I knew what was happening right from the beginning, but I wanted to see where it went. And it was just telling to me. I mean, I learned a lot. I've learned a lot over these years dealing with these situations. And it's every single person that I've ever had any sort of issue with has disappeared. or, you know, fallen out in some way. I mean, if you look at Amanda Danielle, Madison Star Moon, like all these people, they disappear for periods of time. They get a reboot. Ken O'Keefe, Brian Mullen, Todd, stupid Todd Church. You know, all of these people I've had these interactions with. Did I say Liam X? Liam X Mail. When shit starts getting weird and I start calling it out, they you know, they turn tail and run, and then they end up usually disappearing for a little bit.
Did they get bouquets?
Hmm?
Did they get bouquets?
No, they didn't have $5 flowers today, so we bought a plant, a little tulip plant that was $5, and Gabby got her a cactus. No, he likes his cactuses.
Those will last. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's really weird because it's like, unless you've seen Hollywoodism, and Algo, you said you watched Hollywoodism today. This morning? Is that what you meant by you watched it this morning? If that's not the most telling piece of footage you've ever seen, I'd love to know how or why. I want to know what people think about it. You know, to me, that shit's game changing. That shit is game confirming. You know, I've said what I've said with you know, base knowledge and speculation and you know, putting together pieces and all that. But then that video absolutely confirmed everything. Everything. All of the conspiracy, blah, 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 all that shit. It all comes together. You know, like it's a fucking, like it's a plan. Like it makes it, like it's designed to come together. Like it just, it doesn't require leaps of faith. It doesn't require, you know, a trust kind of situation. It just requires knowledge. Woo-ha. All right. I guess I'll go left. So let's ask the wife, because she watched the second half of it. What did you think of Hollywoodism second half?
I mean,
You know what? Before you go on, I'm sorry, but isn't it strange how Hollywoodism doesn't like peak and then taper off? It just keeps going and you're like, holy shit.
it's a bombardment. It still was filled with a whole bunch of propaganda, which just pisses me off, and you know,
But it's part of it.
it
It
is
has
part
to
of
go
it,
hand in
you know,
hand.
it shows you how they do it, you know, by doing it. And doing it blatantly so that you catch on to, you know, this is how it's done. But
Shut your mouth about it.
shut your mouth about it, right? It was done very, very well, but it shows you how they did it.
How I'm right. I'm right. It answers the questions as to how it works now. How the fuck did Donald Trump get elected president? Hollywoodism. How the fuck is Elon Musk in the
They made that
you know?
agreement. They even said it that Hollywood and the federal government came together and made an agreement. They made it happen. Like from then on, they were going to work together. The military signed their contracts and agreed to use Hollywood to help, reprogram the troops. And
Well, see, the thing is that,
they said it.
but see, that to me, that's again, that's a manufacturing of the narrative. That's explaining it in a way that you'll take instead of going that, well, they created the military, they created the government, they this and that, and they're just working together, right? But and that's exactly it. That's what Hollywoodism tells you underneath. It's not a like it doesn't bother to tell you the details as to why or how. It's just that this guy wanted a shiny medal. So the president of the United States threw a party to give this guy a shiny medal because he made pictures. And then you see how I think one of the most telling aspects of it is how they try to explain why there's no real time Holocaust war, movies. Why if it was really happening the way they say it happened, why weren't the Jays?
It would have been done.
Right? Why weren't the Jays making film after film after film about it? And it's because they were too afraid. Like they walk this line where they talk about how like they assimilated us to their reality while they were assimilating. And they just keep walking this line, making it sound like, they were super, super powerful, could make anything they want happen, but they was scared. They was scared. It's really fucking crazy. Look at this. I've been knocked down. I have 2 people. Let's reset.